Okay guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of cheating here because I took a break. Obviously the packs kept coming and I've actually got all of the packs right up to the very end. Now I'm looking at the way that things are being done. Like I've just done the end on the ladder and it's got all these loose bits, so I'm looking at where that's going to fit in. What I've decided to do, I should be doing issue 53 next, which is part of pack 8, but instead I'm going to skip all the way forward and I'm going to do pack 11, the entire pack. It's actually not as much of a cheat as you would first think. Pack 11 contains one stage only. Look at this. This is the size of the box I generally get. Sometimes they're a little bit bigger. This is pack 11. Now, I was originally going to call this part 69A, but I'm just going to call it pack 11. Now, I am not going to do a parts checklist because it's very big and I will just do the parts as it's required. But this is because it's the diorama, and what it's going to do is not only will it get a big box out of the way, I've got this. One of the problems I have is that every time I touch it, something seems to move or break off. So by doing the diorama now, I can find a place to put the diorama. I can place the fire engine on it, and it will hopefully keep the fire engine in a good place. So let's see how I get on with this. Right, sorry, I forgot to change the camera. Now I'm going to get this as high up as I possibly can. You're probably going to be referring to this camera a lot more. And I'm glad I said I'm not going to do a parts checklist, because there isn't one. So there you go. Right, so the first thing we need to do is lay the 3 floor sections on a work surface. With the yellow lines aligned. So I've picked up 2 pieces and I can only find 2 without digging into the box. So if I can get all of this in, I'm confident I could probably get the diorama. There's the 3rd piece. I'm confident I could probably get the diorama in the entire shot. Now I don't know what this is made of. It's probably a really tough plastic. It's got some scraping going on there, so let's have a look at the other edges. Right, that's got a bit of scraping on one side only, so that can go on that side, and hopefully, oh, a little bit of scraping there, but that looks like muck. So we'll put this one in the middle. Oh, it's magnetized, I think. Yeah, these 2 are magnetized. That's what that metal is. So there must be a way to do this then. Right. Because that's not magnetized. That now doesn't want to stick. Right, that's interesting. Right, that wants to stick. That doesn't. That doesn't. That does. And that does. So that there actually is a correct orientation, because if you now look, they're magnetized. where so, but the magnets are obviously on these two or on that one, so that's something I've just missed out. Right, so the sections are okay. The sections are joined using the magnets along the joining edge. Slide the sections together so the top and bottom edges are flush. So that's all the way up to step 3 done. Right, so take the white wall section with a rectangular recess and the brown certificate frame. So I do apologise, every time it's asking me for new parts, I've got to have a look for them. And there is an awful lot of polystyrene in this. So this is the white wall section with a rectangular recess, and that's obviously not a certificate. That isn't. There it is. Right, so there's the and the brown certificate frame. So we press the frame firmly into the recess. That's not a fantastic fit, but it does go in. I think that might have a magnet in it. Might do. That's in. I like that. Just adds a little bit of depth. Okay, so there are magnets along one edge. Position them along the bottom edge so they can fix the wall section to the floor. Right, well that's not happening. Okay, right, align. Let's it's because it should have gone that way. Oh, that's gone on. That's not, do you know what? That's pretty amazing. That can pretty much almost hold itself up. So let's just pop a bottle there just in case it does fall backwards. Right, so align the remaining 2 wall sections using the magnets along the joining edges. So we are looking for 2 white walls. One looks plain and one, oh, I thought I was expecting to see one with an American flag on it. Right, okay, check that the magnets along the bottom edge are facing the floor. Remove the backing from the flag and stick it to the centre wall panel as shown. Oh look, there's some terrible holes there. They look like they've been filled in. So these look quite positional. So the question I have is, right, so these, I'm going to come back to the flag. I think the flag is going there. Let me have a look at the, yes, I'm confident that it is. The reason I say that is you can't really see this because it's painted white, but you can clearly see there's magnets there, there, one there, one there, one there. Let me show you closely. Can you see those holes? Now I can see on the finished diorama there's a ladder going up there, like a set of stairs. I think there's something here. About here is going to be a sliding pole, so that means that the flag has to go there. So let's try and calculate this flag. I want to know how many down and how many across it's going to go. So I think it's going to go about there, about 2 bricks in. So it's going to go about there. So shall we have some fun? This is either going to work or it's not going to work. what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the backing paper about a centimetre. I'm going to position this so that the sticky is not touching till I'm happy. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm actually going to position according to these two edges. So I'm going to take it 2 bricks down, and then I think that's about right. So to make sure, I'll line it up with these bricks there, and I think that is spot on. So now I can stick this edge down. Right, so now that's stuck down. Using my finger, I can pull this backing paper off. And that I am happy with. Very, very happy with that. It is slightly skew. If you can see, it's absolutely perfectly level there, and it comes down a little bit. But do you know what? I'm not going to complain about that. I think that's fine. Right, so I'm now starting to think that this is going to, how it's going to all be going to stick together is with magnets. So I'm not going to be able to move this, am I? Right, so next up we want a staircase built, and we need these two parts. And my cat's become very interested. Shadow loves boxes, absolutely loves boxes, and what doesn't help is when I get an Amazon box or I go shopping and I end up with a carrier bag, I always leave the box or bag out for him to play in. Now, I've got this box containing parts for this Agora model, this fire truck, and I've left it on the floor, and he's gone to look at the box and he says, I can't use that, that's got bits in it. Right, so I think that is that's the model, that's the staircase. This is quite basic, to be honest with you. It will add quite a lot to the model. Right. Okay, so it says to assemble these, but it doesn't say to stick it into the dioramas. It says fit the walls to the floor sections using the magnets along the bottom edge of the wall section. See next. Right, so the edges, the wall sections sit on top of the floor with their edges flush, which I have done there. Can you see this okay, guys? Right, the stairs attach to the wall using the 5 magnets embedded in the wall. So, oh, that's taken. Yeah, that's not amazingly amazing. The number 9 fixes to the wall using thing. I think that looks a little bit tacky, to be honest with you, but I do love Americans, but they do love tacky, don't they? So that number 9 is there. I'm going to have to just move the camera so you can see that. So yeah, great big number 9 on your wall, just in case you forget what station you work at. And then we have one last piece, 2 last pieces. Bear with me. I know I picked that period up. Right, so we have the nameplate. Pick the nameplate by peeling the backing paper off the sticky pads, then pressing it into place into your preferred position. So I'm quite liking where they've got it, which is like that. And I think that's exactly how I'm going to place mine. So there is the really liking that. And it's got this horrible double-sided sticky tape that I really hate. I've got that off okay, but I do normally struggle with that. Right, so I think that that is central, and if it's not, it's tough. Right, there we go. And one thing they haven't told us about is this, but I think it just kind of follows that we need to put this in, and this is a pole, because no fire station is complete without a pole, is it? And that's got sticky tape on it. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to place it, this is obviously supposed to be wide enough for people to run down, so I'm going to place it about there, about halfway between the wall and the certificate part. Look at that, how good is that? That's actually really nice. So let's check it out for size. Fire engine will go there. Perfect. There you go, guys. So that is the end of stage 11. Let me check there's nothing else in the box. No, there's nothing else in the box, and it does definitely say end of the stage. They've got the this a little bit further back, about there, but that's okay, I'm happy with that. Right, guys, so I hope you like this. Just keep trying to reposition the camera. I may actually have to start thinking about repositioning. Yeah, so there you go, guys, that's pack 11. So normal service resumes next week with issue 53.